place for your program. But yeah, we're happy to talk through any project with you guys, if it's granting related, or if it's just something like, hey, this is kind of what we're thinking about, you know, we're happy to be.
Well, I'm excited. I'm familiar with Ford Foundation.
Awesome.
I've worked with them. I'm a child care resource specialist out of Roseburg
Oh.
on Paul Community College.
Super cool.
With, and Klamath, they're all are under the same umbrella.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I've attended trainings Ford Foundation put on, the resiliency training. I actually get books from Ford Foundation for free.
Awesome, yeah.
And
Just
review
like
them,
books.
and I love them, yes, I'm a book junkie.
Awesome.
So, I'm very familiar, I'm really excited that you are now in this capacity, because it gives us not only somebody to reach out to, and there's a lot that we've been discussing in our strategic planning for children, youth, and families, and housing, and preschools, and all that stuff. So I think you will probably be contacted
Cool.
for sure,
Yeah.
and utilize your knowledge and your guys' opportunities. So thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me. I'll be here all my the kind of the cardstock form I gave you. That has my contact. Again, I'm Katie. That has my contact info on the back. So feel free to call me or email me. I'll be around all next week too. So yeah, feel free to. I'm only a couple hours away. So yeah, I'm happy to come over anytime and connect.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Lakeview High School culture class, Janae Bauer. Now here we have a letter.
No,
Oh,
she's
you
not
would-
here.
No.
I'm here for golf cart reasons.
Oh,
You
okay.
guys don't even know what I'm gonna talk about.
Okay, never mind. Sorry.
No, Renee's not here.
Public comment time, whenever that comes up, I'll go.
Right,
We're almost
yeah, me
there.
Well, they were asking for $855, and they plant or flowers in our planters that we have around town. And we've done this before in the past, and I think we have a budget for that. So,
they've done that.
we just need a motion.
Yeah, I think they've done a good job the past couple of years of doing that, so I would move that we approve the amount of $855 for the high school students to plant and take care of our flowers during the summer.
Have your second?
Second that.
Motion's made in second, those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. Strategic plan. I think we went over
That was our work session.
Yeah.
work session there on that. Okay, we'll move down to mayor council update. The only thing I have is I talked to, all right, I can't think of his first name, Rucker?
Oh, Andrew.
Andrew Rucker. Asked him how that, the flashing light speed sign worked. Said it worked really well, then when they took it out, they're right back to where they were. So I called Jared, talked to him, and he says he could work up, the ones that they put out are a little more expensive, that we could probably get some cheaper. And I said, Andrew would like to see something like what they have over at Bly. Just something that has this flashing light, and it's all solar powered and everything. And he says, you're looking at probably 10 grand per light. But he says if we did some checking, we could probably get it cheaper.
Who said they were 10 grand per light?
Pardon?
Who said that they were 10 grand per light?
That's what Jared told me. And I think, you know, I think we can get a grant for that.
Wasn't there the program that school, what saves school?
Safe routes to school.
You can look into.
So I know Roberta and I were looking at them earlier about, for the school, so see what we can come up with.
Is that more of an area issue because of children loading the bus there? Or is it just a town issue because of the fact that?
No,
No,
it would fall under safe routes to school.
Okay, that's what I was
because of the
wondering.
bus. Yeah, because of the bus, it would fall under safe routes to school.
Well, man, that's a spinny head tag.
No, they're not $10,000.
let me work on seeing what I can find out if there's a way to fund that better. So we're not, I mean, I'd like to have something there and see if we can find out,
Well,
something out there.
Have we found out if there's funding through Safe Routes to School already?
Maybe.
That's what we need to look at, because that's where you're gonna get your best
Yeah.
funding for it.
I was maybe hopeful that it would remain after they took it away, but let's do that
Okay,
and see. That would require ODOT's approval, right?
yeah,
To put it in a little bit, under the Safe Routes to School, if the state of Oregon approves the state routes, or Safe Routes to School, the town will have to come up with a program showing where all the signs will be placed. They'll determine how many that they'll allow the town to put in, and that will give us the approval through.
Because we have another issue down by South Third, correct?
mm-hmm.
Okay.
We just did, where did we do those at? John Day, we put 4 of them in on the highway for Safe Routes to School.
Okay. What road is that right there that you're talking about, Ray?
From the,
It's on 395.
395.
turn in 5 there,
Okay,
by Fremont Inn up.
395 north.
okay. Are those the only two areas? I mean, if we're gonna look into this, we might as well really.
Well, they're gonna make you do a plan, and you're gonna have to show all your crosswalks and where your school crossings are and everything else, and then they'll determine how many they'll fund for the particular size of the town and the number of schools and how they're spread out.
Okay.
Okay. That's all I have, council.
I went to a Lake County Public Safety meeting last week and got an update on the budget, proposed budgets for the adult probation, parole, and juvenile office from Jake Greer. Discussed I got an update also on the drug court, which is 24 people in it at the present time. And they've had, of course, a few failures, but actually I think the program's working quite well. They're planning on extending the time of contacts with clients, so just to, have a place for them to come and visit and be checked in. That was the main areas of discussion.
Okay,
Scott?
I don't know.
Nikki, you have anything? Okay, let's move to public comment period.
My name is Karen Butcher, and it's spelled with no T. I'm not a boofer, I'm a butcher. But I came here today because we had considered buying a golf cart. And so I went to the police station where it's next to the fire department, talked to an officer. He's no longer here. I hear that you don't have any more officers. Asked him if it was legal to drive because I had heard that people, ATVs and whatever, were
Right,
fine.
ATVs are
And
legal.
and I'm not, please don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining, but he told me it would be legal. You just can't drive on the 395 or the 140, main highways.
Right,
So we spent 4.5 hours driving past Medford to get it, rented a U-Haul, brought it back. He drove it, my dad drove it, and I drove it a couple of times, close to the house. Maybe to go to the, what is that restaurant? But anyways, it's on the south side of town.
oh, Denver.
Dinnerbell. And he drove it up to get some gas a couple of times. But for the most part, it's just kind of like to kind of putt around in. Well, the DMV guy caught me at the bank and he said, do you know that that golf cart is illegal? And I said, what? And he said, yes. And so then I called the state police to ask, to see if, maybe they didn't know. And he gave me the ordinance, and I had them make copies of the ordinance for each of you so that you can review that. I tried to come prepared. This golf cart, I'm going to go ahead and turn on my phone. I turned it off because I didn't want to bother anybody in here. And I'm not good with the whole cell phone thing, so it's better to shut it off than it is to annoy people. But we did purchase golf car insurance, $100,000, $300,000, just like the car. We're talking good insurance. And it's got $5,000 worth of med pay, we went through that. We also had turn signals installed on it. It does have lights. Now, we never drove it at night, but it does have lights, headlights and taillights. We put turn signals on it. We also put a big flag that's on one of those fiberglass poles with an orange flag, so that people would see it when they, and of course, PC Vatican's wanting me to scan my phone, which that's not happening right now. I'm trying to get to my pictures here. I was gonna show you a picture. It's enclosed. But my point is that there is, I better put my glasses on. There it is. This is the golf cart. It's enclosed. And that's one reason why we didn't buy the ATV, because if it rains or something, it's nice to have something that's covered. And then one more quick picture. And you can kind of see the stick for the turn signal on the steering wheel. And it's LED lights, you know what I mean? And what we need to do is turn the lights on. There's a little turn signal thing in there. But my point is the golf cart was not one of them listed in here. And so it is illegal to drive at this point. And
But I think we need to do some more checking on this, but our ordinance is based on what the state law allows. And so I have to admit, I haven't looked at that.
yeah, okay.
But that's, I think, what we need to do, because I don't know if state law allows us to allow
To
golf
approve
cart.
it, to
Yeah.
approve
So
it.
that's what I'm wondering, is I know in some states, Florida, for one, golf
Arizona.
carts are legal, but they
Arizona.
require blinkers,
Yeah.
lights, but that falls under DMV and the state of Oregon, not town jurisdiction for rules over ordinances. Because it's looked at as like a vehicle, I mean, a car, essentially if you meet certain requirements. So
Yeah.
that's something we certainly have to look at
Well, I
for.
think we need to look at the state law, which we can do that easily enough, but, and see if that is something that.
I'm not
is
sure
allowed.
if that would be something that you could add in here.
Well,
but
not
if-
if state law doesn't allow it.
Oh,
That's what-
not of the state law, I
Yeah,
understand
we
that.
we can't supersede state law.
Oh, I understand that, you know, and then federal law, and you got all these
Right.
laws. So,
We have the big stair step.
You
Me
discussed it
with,
with OSP?
pardon?
Did you say you discussed it with OSP or no?
No, I called the state police to talk
Oh,
to,
that's what it
to find out about the law, because he had told me quite a few months back, and so we just quit driving it. Well, if you're not driving it, you get flat spots on the tires. You might have a rodent climb up in there and eat the wires. So we need to, and we weren't gonna be able to really sell it in the wintertime. So we're coming upon summertime, so I thought I'd come in and address it and see if there was something that we could do. If we can't do it, we're gonna have to sell it, because I don't want it to sit there and just ruin.
Well, we can find out for you.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I'm asking, and I'm easy going, easy to get along with, and I appreciate you guys talking with me today and giving me the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Did
thank
you
you for
sign
coming
in?
prepared.
Karen, did you sign in?
Oh, no, I didn't.
With the phone number so we can get a hold of you.
Okay. If you guys have any questions, you know what I mean, like you wanna know what's on the golf cart, because I mean, state laws might require certain things, or you just wanna know something, don't, feel free to call me.
Yeah, so if you put your number down on
Okay,
that sign-in
sure.
sheet.
Do you want me to write golf cart in parentheses next to my name, just so you know?
We'll remember.
You'll remember? Oh my God, you're better than me.
We also
Thank
have
you.
it on video and audio, just in case we don't.
Okay,
I appreciate
anything
you
else
guys.
in the public comment?
Yes,
Yeah.
please. I'm Rhonda Dial. I was made aware of the fact that our town has some police vehicles that are not being utilized. The rescue does not have a reliable vehicle. Several times when I'm literally out in the street, mainly on South End, larger animals, I cannot put in the back of my truck because they'll dive out and I don't know the animals, therefore I don't want to put them in the cab with me. There's just so many barriers right now that could be fixed with having a vehicle with a back into it that's covered. There's also the fact that we were getting food from Walmart and we had people going over the hill to get it, and it got really spendy for us, but it was worth it. We were getting upwards of $1,000, sometimes $1,500 worth of food a month. When I have that food, when we have that food to work with, I'm able to work with low-income people and coax them into getting their animals fixed and agreeing not to get more animals, and that's beneficial to our town. So I'm respectfully asking for you to consider donating a vehicle to Animal House. If you donate it, we will take over the insurance, the registration, any costs incurred. So I just wanted to put that out there, and I know we're self-appointed animal control, but we're needed. I didn't just get this idea out of nowhere. We have a lot of animals and we're getting a pretty good handle on it. If you guys haven't noticed, we don't have low-income people out in front of Safeway anymore giving away puppies. A lot of these different things, we've worked years to get going. And I'll tell you, it's terribly embarrassing, and it kind of puts a little, I don't know, a problem in your path when you don't have a reliable vehicle and you're on a rescue in the street. That one dog that I had to have a lady pull over and get, I felt a little guilty that I didn't have a covered vehicle, and I had to ask this lady to put this dog that neither one of us had met in her ride and bring it to Animal House so I could kennel it till I found the owner. So I'm just, like I said, respectfully asking you to consider this.
So you'd want something with the guard, so you could put it like in
Any of those would be wonderful.
so it doesn't leap over and.
Any of them would be wonderful.
That's not funny, I know.
No, I know.
I've met some of those dogs that are
Yeah.
pretty scary.
And at one time I was trapping feral cats and taking them, not to this clinic, but the last one. And we had really bad weather. I had to put them in the traps with all the poop and the food and everything, and snow was falling on these poor cats. I took them out there, got them fixed, then took them back in the snow falling on those cages and released them. And I felt really guilty about the transport part of that. If you're gonna trap a feral cat and drag it in, the least you can do is have some cover so it's not getting pelted with snow when you're driving it out there. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Rhonda.
Okay. Anything else under public comment? Okay, we're going to adjourn the regular session, and we're going to go into executive session as per ORS 192660